This has layers. Roasty, toasty, a little bit of kind of like a creamy oiliness to it. Then there's like the high, like rose at the top. And then there's like the wood from the whiskey. Super good. Today we're going to make orgeat or almond syrup, whichever you prefer. It's not the fastest or easiest recipe, but I think it's the most flavorful and the most delicious. So let's make it. First things first, we're gonna talk about almonds. I prefer using whole natural almonds, just right off the vine almonds. This way we'll have the most control over how we treat the almonds. You know what almonds look like. They're a top tier nut. They're in everyone's top 5. I mean, if almonds aren't in your top 5, how many nuts have you really been trying? This recipe's super simple. It just takes a little bit of planning ahead. We're gonna do the first step, and yeah, this is the first step. We're gonna do the first step right now. This is step 1. Right now. 1 cup of raw almonds, or 175 grams if you're into doing things by weight. You can find all of the exact measurements on our blog. There's a link, go for it. So we got 1 cup of almonds. Let's go to the stove. We're gonna take our almonds and go into a dry pan, and depending on how confident you are, I like to go medium. You can start low and just kind of take your time. Let these toast until we get a nice fragrant smell coming off of them. And we'll see some little like roasty bits. You'll see. You'll all see. What we're looking for and what we're developing right now is like a nice depth of roasty toasty flavor, and I think the skins add a lot to that. Some recipes you'll find use blanched almonds that are toasted. That's totally cool, do you? I'm gonna add salt to this, but if you were to use salted almonds, if that's what you have, totally fine, just don't add the salt. This method can basically be applied to like any nut, seeds even. Sometimes I tend to like manically like stir things even though, and it like keeps them from cooking. Okay, we heard some like popping. You see there's a little bit of smoke happening too. Yeah. Smoking! And it smells kind of like popcorn, like burnt popcorn, but like in a good way. What do you think? I think that's it. Those look pretty dang good.
I can hear them crackling.
Mm-hmm. I think they're ready. Next step is we're gonna add 1 cup of water to this and cover. Perfect. A nice big pinch of salt. We have one that we soaked overnight yesterday. So, I don't know if you can see this. Quite a bit of that liquid has been absorbed, and absolved of their sins. We're going to reserve that water because it does have a lot of flavor and a little bit of salt as well. That's gonna help like boost those flavors. Boost the flavors. Salt just makes it pop. We're going to reserve our water. Just top this bad boy up with some more water, all the way to the 2 cup line.
500 mils.
That's okay. We can, we'll be fine. Now we're going to just take our water and almonds, and we're gonna blend this up. I'm gonna kick it up a notch. Let's see what this bad boy can do. Let's open her up a little bit. Now, we're just gonna pass it through. This is just a cheesecloth and a fine mesh strainer. Why am I talking like this now?
Why do you soak it for overnight? Could you soak it for less time?
Yeah, you could probably get away with a few hours. The idea behind this is to soften the nut so that it breaks down easier and releases more flavor.
You're just going for it, huh?
I'm a little impatient.
Whoa.
I like to do like a twist and gentle squeeze here. Is this uncomfortable? Should we cut?
It's like very ASMR. Are you okay?
Son of a bitch. Oh, one final anaconda squeeze. We've got our delicious milk. Beautiful.
I mean, that looks
And then we have this almond crumbly almond dust. So Demi and I were thinking this would be really interesting to use in like some confectionaries. You could probably add this to a cake. It would be really good. Baklava would be sick. We got a little over 2 cups, which is what we were aiming for, right? It's 1 cup. 2 cups, so equal parts, 1-to-1, milk and sugar. Here, Demi, we're going to start on like medium-low. But we want to melt the sugar, and we want to bring it, I wouldn't even say a simmer. It's more of like a froth. This is the time I like to like really connect with the syrup, really develop like your relationship at this point.
What does Orgeat mean?
Next question.
Is this where you want it?
This is the foamy like period where you can see the universe in the Orgeat. Yeah. Past, present, and future. We've turned the heat off and we're just gonna let this cool for maybe 20. It's nice and frothy still. Look at that. Look at that nice froth. It is cooled just slightly. It's no longer smoking. Smoky! Smoky! Still a little warm. This recipe should at least yield 3 cups. I wrote it for a deli, actually, like a quart, but it's just under a quart, so do with that information what you will. Mellicorn whiskey. You don't have to use this, but you can use any dark liquor. I've used aged rum, delicious. I think traditionally a cognac or aged brandy is called for, but today we're gonna use a bottled and bond corn whiskey. It's gonna give it a little bit of woody character. One, it's going to, the alcohol in this will help stabilize this for longer. Okay. Okay, well, we're shooting for 1/2 ounce on that. So we're gonna add that in there. This is rose water. It's basically like a rose flavored water. It's a staple in a lot of Persian dishes and desserts.
Steam distilled rose petals, I think.
So we're just gonna use a bar spoon of this. It's super powerful stuff. You could also use orange blossom water if you have that instead. I'm sure it would be good. But this really does add. It really, really does. Let's give it a taste. Oh my God.
Ew, you just put so much of that spoon in your mouth.
You just want to drink this stuff. It's so good.
Milky.
Let's make a drink with it. But first, always remember to label and date your creations, folks. This will save you a lot of heartache. A lot of heartache. I got a lot of history with this. A lot of history.
It's the 31st.
Okay, that was wrong. I'm gonna do a little bit of a sweet treat, kind of a play on like a Mounds bar and an Almond Joy. I'm gonna do 2 ounces of our Orgeat. I believe it was about 3 ounces of mocha pot for our coconut and creamy aspect. Oh God, some of that. That seems good. And lastly, we're gonna do just like a teaspoon of baking cocoa. Let's give this a blend. Oh, forgot to put the salt in there. It's all right. I usually like to put a little pinch of salt in my coffees, especially my sweet stuff. I just like salt. And there it is, a nice Almond Joy Frappuccino. It's really good. It's nicely balanced all the way through. Anyways, I'll tell you, please try it. Make some Orgeat, let us know how it goes. Make some twists on it, use different nuts, add different sugars, get crazy with it. Cheers.